Voting, suspension, or revocation requires a majority vote of the Kiwanis International Board for financial issues, or a two-thirds vote for non-compliance, other non-compliance issues.
Seems we
Right?
may.
I'm sorry?
Okay, you're frozen on my screen for a bit.
Um, you're hearing me, President?
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
hearing you now.
continue now.
Okay, what was the last thing you heard? Hearing. Clubs have the right for a hearing before the Kiwanis International Board within 90 days of the notice of suspension or revocation. Suspension. Notification of arrears if a club is not in good standing due to financial obligation. As I said before, a notice is sent to the club's last reported president or secretary. If debt or other non-compliance is not resolved, the Kiwanis at district or international conventions and may be prohibited from using Kiwanis marks. And the procedure for revocation. Automatic revocation of debt, it says if a club fails to pay financial obligations within 8 months, the charter is revoked at the next international board meeting. And due process for other violations. For non-financial violations, the international board may initiate a revocation process requiring two-thirds
His DLG is having some technical issues this evening.
Not hear me?
Okay, hearing you now.
All right, let me shift my location. You know,
Yes, hearing
are you
you
hear
better
me?
now. Yes, hearing you
All
much
right,
better now.
notice of appeal. So the club can appeal. The club must be notified of the pending action and has the right to a hearing before the Kiwanis International Board within 90 days, as I mentioned before. Post-revocation actions, finally, post-revocation action. If a charter is revoked, the club must immediately cease all use of Kiwanis marks, names, and logos. Return all club assets, including banners and the charter of certificate to the district office. And that is it for Kiwanis Education, President. Thank you.
Thank you, DLG. And as per usual, I'm going to encourage everyone who is on the platform this evening to try to see how you can learn something new every week, every month, or daily about the institution that you are a part of, that you serve. This will help you, this will enhance your service journey. And we are at that point in our meeting where we get a little bit more close and personal with members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston as hinted at earlier, they are two of our newest members still awaiting formal induction. So this evening we're going to be hearing from Kiwanians Roger Johnson and Robert Capleton. We are going to be finding out a little bit more about them. So I am now going to turn over this part of our meeting to DP Stewart, and he will lead us through our main event. Did we lose him? All right. So, seeing that Mr. Capleton is on, and he was supposed to be sharing with us. I mean, he would have had his guidelines and have his presentation prepared and gearing to go. So I am going to turn over to you, Sir Capleton, to be the first to present this evening.
All right, thank you so much, President Johnson. Can you all hear me very well?
Yes, we
Yes, we
can.
can, Roger.
Okay, great. All right. So for myself, I would say I'm a person, I tend to not talk very long. So mine is usually to the point while answering the question. So if anybody has any questions about me, in regards to what I may have mentioned or any other aspect of me, you're welcome to ask questions, of course. So allow me to start off. So as mentioned, my name is Robert Capleton. I was born and raised in Jamaica, although throughout my life, a lot of persons thought that I was American based on how I speak. In regards to my early childhood, I would say I had a very good life. I went to school, I went home, I had a loving mother. I had friends both in and out of school, as well as I had altar cats that I cherished a lot, and to this day I still keep cats as I love them a lot. In regards to if I'm married, I'm not married, and I don't have any kids. In regards to my occupation, I don't know if I'd say I'm currently in between jobs, if that's accurate. It's more accurate that I recently finished a postgraduate program at this school called the University of La Roche in Marbella, Spain for hospitality. I finished the academic component, and now for the next component is a minimum 6-month internship at a hotel that they approve. So I had gotten that for the sandals in Duns River. And so I got approved for the internship. And so I will be starting that on May 4, and I'll be finished on October 31, thereabouts. Hopefully after that I'd get something more permanent. In regards to hotel work, I first started it with a very short 2-week internship at what was it? Hotel Rio in Rose Hall, Montego Bay. It was supposed to be for the whole summer. However, it was my first time traveling. And while my mother was helping me to prepare a lot for a lot of things that I was prepared for, I just wasn't ready for the loneliness. So after about 2 weeks, it just hit me out of nowhere, and I just called asking her to just please come and get me. Big 17-year-old man. um, But yes, after that, a few years later, while not really sure if I wanted to continue my degree at UWI, I started working at the call center that was there at the time, Sutherland Global Services. And that was where I started to develop customer service skills. So while I was waiting to see what kind of job I would do, as well as find motivation to finish my degree, as there were some subjects that really gave me trouble. I basically spent my 20s working in different call centers, learning customer service skills, how to de-escalate customers and such. And eventually, I heard about an employment opportunity at Moon Palace, Jamaica. I went there. They really enjoyed my customer service skills. And at the urging of my family, that is when I decided to go abroad to La Roche to get the specialization and start working at Sandals in May. In regards to my education, I went to St. George's College. I went in 2004, so that was about a year before they started allowing girls into sixth form. And then afterwards, I went to UWI for a degree in Spanish. The challenge I faced immediately from UWI was in regards to writing. Before that, I kind of just treated writing as secondary. As long as I had the knowledge and the material itself, I would kind of just put the information there, as well as during high school days. A lot of what would be known as plagiarism outside of high school, it was generally accepted. So we never really tried to improve that much. So once I got into university, that was one of the biggest challenges for me. Another challenge I faced was because I did a degree in Spanish. The language sections I was fine with, but the sections with literature and ultimately the research project, which was about film, that gave me not just challenges, but also an anxiety to the point where many more years than I care to admit. I tried to do the course. When it came time to do the big research paper that always gave me anxiety, I would just stop going to classes altogether, let the course fail, affect my GPA, and then I would repeat the following year just for it to happen again. It was only until about 2004, at this point, about 13 years after I first started the degree, that I finally just found the drive to just finish that itself. So I was very proud to have finally gotten that out of the way. In regards to recreation, when I was younger, I used to spend a lot of time with friends, but life goes on and kind of drift away. So for the most part, I relatively keep to myself most of the time. It's not that I don't have any other friends that I speak to, it's not that I ignore anybody, but I have come to enjoy my own company a lot. In regards to hobbies and such, I mostly just share funny videos with friends and family, as it sounds. Um, let's you know what motivates me. So I do like to learn languages. That was something that when I was first in prep school, I didn't really take seriously because it wasn't well, I was doing GSAT at the time. So I said that wasn't anything I really cared about at the time. But then once I got into George's, I had a very good teacher. I still remember her name, Madam Wong, who taught me French, and she got me motivated and I made me realize that I really am good at this subject. And then I also picked up Spanish, which was considered very rare at George's at the time, as students only did one of the two languages, and most students would drop it after third form. And already hearing that someone does two subjects, two languages, that was considered very rare at the time. So I must admit, I did feel a bit as I said, inflated, a bit of an inflated ego, if I'm being honest. But that was knocked out right away as I went into UWI. So I like to think I'm a lot more humble and willing to learn and such. In regards to what drives me, outside of going into the internship to move further in the hospitality industry, I am always curious about different forms of passive income itself, especially with what I'm hearing with AI, with how it makes work a lot easier. So if I see a video talking about it, even if it's something that I myself would never want to do or be interested in doing, I will probably still take the time to look at it just to see what the technology itself can do. In regards to where I've traveled, I've stayed in Jamaica for most of my life, with the exception of two times that I visited family in New York. I never really left the country until when I left for La Roche. That was about August 2024. So since then, naturally, I visited Spain. On a school trip, I was able to go to Dubai in the United Arab Emirates for a few days. It was very nice, although it was very hot, naturally, because it's in the desert. As well as I was able to spend 2 days in Germany as I was waiting on a flight. Other than that, I don't know if other countries really count, as I was really just passing through in the airport for transit. But yeah, I believe that's it. I'm gonna mute my mic, so if anybody has any questions, you can let me know now.
Mr. Capleton, good evening, sir. I don't know why, but I remember you as someone who speak up to different levels of fluency about four or so different language. I remember at one stage you were doing languages.
Oh yeah, sorry. I did. Oh, I did mention that I was doing a Spanish degree at U. Yes, I do. I do love languages because, as mentioned with my French teacher, that I did French and then also picked up Spanish originally privately, and then I was allowed to do it in sixth form, and then I did both in at UE as well. But outside of that, I did also try Mandarin, as I heard it's a very in-demand language. But that one was harder for me to pick up, as with French and Spanish and also English, those languages use letters, but with the characters, it was a challenge for me to learn it. I did go to some of the classes in my past, but I've practically forgotten everything that I had learned. I did also briefly try to learn sign language, but in all honesty, I was a bit stretched thin that semester and I kind of just let it fall to the wayside. Sorry, Mr. Bachelor has a question.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, Robert. Question. Why have you decided to join Kiwanis?
Well, one day well, not one day, throughout my life, I've always heard that networking is very important, not just for work, but also with life. I've always heard people say, you help people and people help you. It's the perfect cycle. You give when you need to, and when you need to, you also take. And so one day I had asked my mom, and she did mention Kiwanis Club a few years ago, but at the time I didn't really give much thought to it. But it was actually recently through recommendation of our own Mr. Newton Ramdale, as well, a family friend of mine, that he suggested it, and that was when I said, if he recommends it, then yes, I will join.
Thank you. Thank you. So
Yes.
you'd say you speak Spanish fluently?
Well, I have areas where I need practice and where I need to consult the dictionary. But yes, because even for example now, my family has some apartments on Airbnb and bookings. So we also mentioned that we speak Spanish and French. It's really me. So if anybody comes speaking it, then I normally handle the calls, or even when I was away in Spain. I believe we got one or two Spanish speakers, and I had to speak to them on the phone. Thank goodness for WhatsApp. You know, I'm practically there in the room, even if I'm miles away and 6 hours ahead.
Okay, bueno, bueno. So, tú hablas español fluentemente.
Sí,
Sí, él habla
pero
bien.
siempre necesito el práctica, o la práctica.
Comprendo, comprendo. Muchas gracias.
Sí, de nada. Does anybody else have any questions? I might not see your raise your hand. You can just quickly press audio and just say I have a question or so.
Oh, hi, Robert. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't have a question. I'm just testing another device because something seemed to have gone haywire with the other one. So I just wanted to make sure I could be heard. So, I don't have a question for you.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, you were I have a former coworker here. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Okay, it's from what I'm seeing in the chat.
Sure. Okay, Robert, thank you for I was able to hear what you're saying, even though I wasn't able to communicate. But so we heard your presentation and it's being recorded. So there's no hitch there.
DP Stewart, I see a Cavell with his hand up.
Okay. Cabell, go ahead.
Cavell is a female.
Oh, my apologies, Cavell.
Go right ahead.
Mr. Capleton, I was sort of in and out, but based on what I've been gathering, it seems as if you have dabbled in a little bit of everything here and there. So I was just wondering if you feel that you are going to settle with what you are studying now. Are you going to settle with this, or you think that sometime down the line you may change to do something else?
Well, it's anybody's guess. If I'm being honest, right now the internship that I'm going into, it's a managerial internship. It's really the first management position I've ever really had. I am currently taking a short course through the Mona School of Business for supervisory training. But I won't really know until I actually go to the job itself. Maybe I'll fall in love with it and I would just either continue working at Sandals if they want me there, or maybe at another hotel, or maybe even an unrelated industry that also needs hospitality. But I am hoping to stay in it for some time if everything works out and I continue to have a passion and interest in it.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Cabell. Any more questions? I think that's about it. Okay. Thank you, Robert. We're happy that you were able to do the presentation, and we're gonna move on to Roger. It's his turn now. So
all right.
thank you so much. Fellow Kiwanis and guests, since you couldn't hear me the first time, I'm now just about to introduce Roger Johnson. And as you would know from the past, we don't introduce and tell you about the person because that is what they are going to do. So Roger, are you ready? I hope you are. It's your turn.
Can you hear me? Good evening, everybody.
Yes, we're hearing you.
Yes, we can, Roger.
All right.
Roger.
So thanks for inviting me to share with you my life story, if I may call it that. I will first say that I am an institutional baby. I was an institutional baby. That means that I have always been, as far back as I can remember, I have been a ward of the state. So everybody knows the Maxwell Park Children's Home. I was there as a child. Now, I was given the, oh, you're not seeing me at all. Can you see me? Okay.
No, we're not seeing you.
Oh, no, what happened there? Oh, my video is
Yes.
You're seeing me now? Okay. All right, so I
Sorry, you could tilt your camera a little bit because I'm barely seeing you. Yet above your nose. Just tilt the camera down a little. Right.
Wow.
Good now.
Yes, good evening, everybody. This is Roger Johnson. I'm on KJBI 92.5, 91.5, and you can pick me up on the coast from 95.5. Back to what I was saying. Yes, so I'm an institution baby. So I grew up at the my early childhood was at the Maxwell Park Children's Home. Now there I you know, the Maxwell Park Children's Home caters to children who are who you would refer to as being motherless, fatherless, or have been in abusive homes. None of the last two. The fact of the matter is that because of my albinoid status, my mother at the time and relatives too, my family is a large family, as you will learn later on. I was considered an outcast. So, you know, hence my being at the Maxwell Park Children's Home, but I have no regrets about that one. I can tell you that. Because having been there, I learned to develop self-confidence, determination. I was not, as a matter of fact, I was one of those babies that you would regard as being feisty, but not feisty in a bad way. I was able to articulate my opinions and do it quite well, as far back as I can remember. My mentors were Mrs. Miller, who was the in-house teacher at the Maxwell Park Children's Home. And from there, I went to, well, the Russell Primary School, which is within close proximity of the home. So I was institutionalized at the home, and I went to school at the Russell Primary School across the fence. But during that time, between Maxwell Park and Russell, you know, my mentors at the Russell Primary School were people like Mrs. Dixon, Mr. Dean, all those people, Mrs. Farr Davis, those people who were very good at grooming us as children. Those people would insist on us being well-spoken, being cultured in a way that would allow us to represent ourselves anywhere we went. Now, I stayed at the Maxwell Park. Well, while I was there, I was exposed to a great many things, you know. At the time, people would come in, and I can remember, and that's one of the reasons why I am interested in the Kiwanis Club, because there were persons who, people from Christian Service International, which is a religious organization that had a lot to do with the home, and there were other teams from the States that came down, and they interacted with us. And so I don't think that I've missed anything at all being there. There are times when, you know, people would come in to visit their children, and I would be very, I would feel, how should I say, out of the loop, and sometimes jealous of those children. But there were persons in the home who helped to make me feel accepted. Now, I clearly remember being comfortable in my skin from that age. So I was not, you know, at that time, yes, I'm sorry. I am not, I wasn't perturbed by any comments that were made about, because at that time, you know, being a person with of my type would evoke certain responses which were negative, and at times, if I, you know, I learned to deal with that, because one of the things that I did was I made sure I was academically astute, so I could respond to them in real time and not be without even flinching. So persons are very, you know, with my approach to their approach would be to to clap back at them, and in a good way too, because after a while I made friends as a result of that. Now, I stayed at their home until I was about 11, 12, and I was transferred to a home in St. Mary that catered to boys, the Supercell Boys Home. There I continued my training. I went to high school. There I was, institution, the home was a private institution. So there were boys there who, all of us boys, who came from different backgrounds and had different varying experiences, but from being orphaned to the same thing, that the abusive experience at home, such that they had to be taken out of the situation. But I am happy that, looking back, I'm glad that I had these experiences, because maybe if I had stayed in the home with my biological mother, I would have been a different person. Now, I went to high school across the road again. There I did my, okay, I went to high school across the road, and during the high school years, I developed the art of speaking, and I was into music. I taught myself how to play the piano. I was involved in the arts, singing, drama, that kind of thing. I immersed myself in things like that. I developed a love for the English language, such that I did very well, as a result of which I did very well. And at the time we did, what was it? GCE, Cambridge, and London. London GCE. So I did a number of subjects. I did the JSCs at the time, and I did CXCs, not CXCs, London and Cambridge exams. From there, I went to, let me see now. Oh, during my high school years, I found myself, you know, growing up in the home, and I learned I was given responsibility, the responsibility for managing the cafeteria as a student. I developed the love for teaching. So that is what I'm involved in right now. I developed a love for teaching. And so while I was at the home, there were boys who were non-readers and who did not do very well in school. So because I took to the books, I was able to help them. And so the spirit of helping people began from then. I left. Can you hear me? There's a feedback.
Yes, we're hearing you now.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, so from high school, I came to Kingston. Now, when I came to Kingston, I wasn't sure where I would, so all my experiences were were Christian related. Right? So during high school, I was involved in ICF, Inter-School Christian Fellowship. I was also involved in the drama club. I was involved in music. I was involved in a lot of things. So all of that, and that endeared the teachers and the other students to me. So I made friends, even I made friends despite those trying to belittle me because of how I looked. But that only helped or served to steel me, S-T-E-E-L. That helped to toughen me to the point where I was able to, I gained recognition from a number of business houses, places, persons became interested in me and decided to invest in me. Christian Service International, and they although we started the relationship at Maxfield Park Children's Home, they followed me up to the point of high school. And so I was able to assist them. When they came down, the teams that came down during the summers, the team that came down during the summers, can you hear me now? Thank you. So the team that came down during the summer, I was responsible for looking after their meals, their accommodation and all of that. And then there was this reciprocal arrangement where, when we did this for them, they would come in and refurbish the school, refurbish the home and all of that, provide books for us and all of that. Anyway, I left high school in St. Mary, came back to Kingston, and found a refuge in with a group of Christian-minded people, the Quakers. So I stayed at the Worthington manse, the Worthington Friends Church, the manse at the Worthington Friends Church for a while. While I was there, I got a job at local government. I became the junior payroll clerk with them. So I worked there and, lived at the manse and went to church there. So from there, persons from outside of the church got involved in my life. And, you know, people like Eddie Klein from Christian Service International, people like Ivor Wilson, who was a principal at high school, he followed me up right to the point where of my professional life. So while I was doing this stint at local government, I decided that, listen, I need to become a teacher. So I was encouraged to go to Michael University. Well, at the time it was Michael Teachers College. And I did the 3-year diploma in special education with an emphasis on learning disabilities. Now, I decided to do that because I saw a need for helping, the need to help less fortunate children with with special needs and with the inability to read. Having done that, I went on completion of the course. I went across to the micro-practicing school, where I am still a teacher. I have been at the micro-practicing school for, what is it now? 36, 37 years now. Yes. And my time at micro-practicing has been interesting. I was responsible for the reading program. I was responsible for when I went there, I brought my special ed experiences to bear on the regular ed program, because I was given the job of teaching English, because I developed a mastery for that area. And without blowing my trumpet, I think I did pretty well with that. So for years I've been teaching that. Then I became involved in the music program. I'm presently in charge of the music club. Over the years, I have taken children to the JCDC Festival of Arts, where we have medaled in music. Now, one of the things I like to do is I found that working with children also helped to strengthen my level of service to the nation in general, and the community in particular. So I'm not a trained music teacher, but I'm responsible for the choir. I have done significant work with them, with the Ministry of Education, who from time to time they would send out projects. The ministry would have themes for special events and so on, that I would write songs for. Different schools did their thing. They had the Tomato Project back in the 90s, and I wrote the song for that. They had the Bird Project across the island. I wrote a song for that kind of thing. Both myself and, at the time, Mr. Henry, who just retired, both of us were involved with all of that. So taking the children to the Festival of Arts and all of that, that helped us strengthen my interest in that area. Now, during that time, I was also involved with the Kiwanis Club. Now, the Builders Club at the time, because at the Michael College, University now, it was what? Key Club, right? And at the school, it is a Builders Club. Now, I remembered what was it? Some years ago, the Kiwanis Club of Kingston held a competition, a song writing competition for the region and micro practicing came out on top. Because the event was held at the Keynote Center. We did all of that. All those things, I have all of those on file. I have the videos and the audio and all of that. What else would I say? So I'm presently at the micro. Let me backtrack a bit. After completing the special degree, I did a diploma in school management and leadership. I also did the bachelor's in school management and leadership. Which other thing now? And I did some other, but the community I am also involved with community work, because I would go to different communities and serve in whatever area that I am able to. You know, there are times when I would be called to play at a function. I go there to work with children who are maybe perhaps putting on plays and so on. So all of that I am gifted with. So I also, well, 2 years ago, I ceased being a resident advisor at the Michael University College. So I was a resident advisor there for over 20 years at the college. So I was responsible for students who lived on the dorm, for the male students who lived on the dorms. So my responsibility was to guide, counsel, correct, along with other resident advisors. Those who are Myconians would call them wardens at the time, but they changed it to resident advisor. So I was there for quite a number of years. So I lived at the college and I just walked across to my job at the micro practicing school. So I have had extensive experiences. I have been going to places out in the country where people from the ministry who are involved in church work would ask me to assist assist in putting together their church programs and so on, you know. So I was always on call. So that experience, I think, has allowed me to and created the desire for me to work with the Kiwanis Club of Kingston in a very serious way now. So this is really to concretize the whole thing. Oh, I'm sorry, I have a visual problem. Okay. I am an auditory person. I have a visual, so I'm seeing the things pop up, but I prefer the questions. When it's question time, that you ask the questions rather than print text them.
Typing it.
Yes. All right. So this is where I am at present. So 36, almost 37 years at the same institution and still going strong.
Thank you, Roger. Sorry. Let me just turn down. Yeah. Thank you very much, Roger. You have had a unique, you know, set of experiences.
Yes.
And, you know, it's something that's really impacted me when I heard you telling your story. When you said you went to high school in St. Mary, you didn't tell us the name of the high school. I don't know which one is in high school.
Continuation High School. That was, and then I went to St. Mary High.
What's the name of the school?
the private continuation high school was associated with the boys' home that I attended.
Okay.
So it was Conti. The short is Conti, C-O-N-T-I. But both institutions are private. Both of them are church institutions. The school is no more right now. The facilities that house the boys' home is still there, but it is now a training center, I think. Yes.
Okay.
So yeah.
I saw a hand up.
Yes, mine is up, DP.
No, but before you, Desmond.
Okay.
And Anne-Marie, as somebody named Gordon or something.
That name sounds
Oh,
familiar.
in the chat, yes. Janet
I saw a hand up,
McPherson.
but I don't see it now.
Janet McPherson says,
Okay,
I'd love to have you.
You go ahead, Desmond. I'll find her again.
I just read what Janet says. I'd love to have you tell your story at the school I adopted. May God continue to bless you.
Thank you very much.
Let me see what's further down. Oh, Anne-Marie, she was clapping. I guess she was applauding him.
Oh,
yes.
thank you.
All right.
Can
Okay,
you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Oh, hi. I'm so delighted about your story. My name is Janet McPherson. I always speak on the platform, but you're so intriguing, and I love children, and I have a school in Runaway Bay that I am working with. So I would love to have you come, and I just would like to sit and talk with you and have you talk with the kids in my school. So I don't know if Mr. Stewart could arrange that for me, but you're an amazing man, and I was hoping that you would say that you are working in the community. I'm saying, God, I hope he's mentoring. And then you said it, and I said, oh God, thank you, Jesus. So that's wonderful. I'm so proud of you, and I haven't even met you, but I really would like you to come to Runaway Bay. But thank God you're mentoring. Thank God.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I told Uncle Willie recently that and the president himself about my experiences with the communities in and around the practicing school with so because I've been at the school for so long, and I have been doing this private work because I even do stints with the care center. Sometimes they would recommend children who they have tested and so on to come to me to do the remediation work in reading and other things. So I would be involved with the community. Now, when students are absent from school, I am not afraid to go into the community to say, listen, this child needs to come to school. So that's the kind of relationship I have. I'm not afraid to go into those communities and, demand certain things. Because of my relationship with those communities, I get away with certain things.
Yes. Thank you, Janet. I just noticed that you're on.
Oh,
okay.
Yes. My hand is still up, DP.
Okay, go ahead, DLG.
Thank you for your presentation, Roger, Kiwani and Roger.
Thank you.
Yes, I remember you from Michael.
Yeah.
And is Miss Geraldine Allen still there?
Oh, she just retired last week.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. What's the relationship now with your parents and your siblings?
Oh, good question. I don't know how I left that out. No, listen, so you see, life has a way of dealing with people. So after I came to Kingston in the early 80s and did, I was house sitting for a family that went on a cruise on Mona Road right there. And there was I was standing in the yard, and all this time I was thinking that, oh, my mother is dead, and because that was what I was fed. I had 13 siblings, 13 of them, and didn't even know. So, so these ladies were passing, and one of them stopped. I said, Roger. I said, hold on a minute. You know my name. I don't know your name. Who are you? And she said, I used to look after you. Your mother used to, I don't know. She didn't want to, she didn't this, she didn't, and that, you know. So I said, what? You know, so I said, tell me more because I'm interested in this. And then she said, listen, you don't ever say anything to me because your mother is a ballistic person and she will come and get me if she knows that I told you about her. So my brothers vaguely knew about me, but my mother knew about me and she knew what she did to me and all of that. So, but they were living near the Maxi Park Children's Home during all this time. So she said to me, your mother works at the airport, has been working at the airport for years, right? So I said, okay then. She said, don't say anything. She left. I don't know anything. I have not seen her since. So what I did was I called the airport and I asked for her. I got her name. I asked for her by name, and I was told that she's not there. She's on leave, but she's coming back at X time, within X time. So I called back the airport to find out at the time when the time that they gave me that she would come back. When I did, she answered the phone and she was quite upset. Anyway, being the sort of determined person I am, I need to know who my relatives are because I don't want to make the mistake of marrying my sister. Right? So these are so many things you have to think about, you know. It can be, this is a cruel scenario and one has to be very careful. So somebody else took the phone and said, listen to me, you come out here right now. No, she said, you come out here tomorrow. Your mother will be here, right? Your mother will be here tomorrow at lunchtime. You come and see me. The person who I spoke to on the phone was my mother's boss. She was the director. Now, my mother used to take the airplane like taxi, and I didn't know that. So, okay. So, I went out there. I put myself together and went there. So, before that, I went on the Barbara Gludan's program, and I told her about it. And there were persons at the airport who were listening to the whole thing. And they called my phone, my phone blew up. And she, you know, the person on the line was the boss, my mother's boss. And she said, you come out here right now because I adopted somebody who looked like you. And I want your mother to understand something. I don't tell her that I call you, but you come out here because I want to speak to her in your presence. So I was happy for the opportunity. So I went, and I'm saying this. I'm not ashamed to say it now. I went there and I spoke to some other persons recognized me and they say, all right, sit here and wait. Your mother is at lunch. She's coming back within a few. So I sat there and while I was sitting there, I noticed that this lady coming up because where I was sitting was an elevated space. So anybody who was coming from that direction, that general direction, would have to pass me. So I saw this lady and my heart quickened. I said, no, this must be her. You know, because I recognize certain features on her that, you know, I think I have. So one of the ladies noticed that she passed me without saying anything. And the lady stopped her and said, Miss Clark, do you know this man? So she turned to the lady and said, no, and stepped off. At that point, her boss came out of the I don't know, from nowhere. And she said, you come into my office right now because I want to talk to you. Roger, follow me. We're going in there right now. And we had a serious discussion in there. She said, listen to me. If you're afraid to say anything to her, say it to me. And I said, I'm not afraid of anything. I learned I went to the school of hard knocks, so I learned a lot. I learned that I was brimming with self-confidence. I was angry, yes, but I was level-headed, still level-headed. But so I said to her, I'm not afraid to speak my truth. So I said, why did you dump me? Those were the exact words I used. And she said, I thought you were mentally retarded. And I said to her, that is so ridiculous, because once you're born a mental retard, you will die a mental retard, irrespective of what you do during your lifetime. So come with something else. And the boss said to her, does he look like he's mad? Does he look like does he appear to you as if he's retarded? This is a well-spoken, I mean, I put myself together. I can tell you that. And I put on the most expensive cologne. Anyway, so, anyway, the boss gave it to her there and then, and we sat down there and we had a discussion. And my mother came down from her high horse. I said, listen, I'm not here to ask you for anything. I just want to know who my relatives are, because I don't want to make the mistake of, you know, what I just said a while ago. I need to know my siblings. Now, so after the meeting, I followed my mother I followed her home where I met, because I was a baby until my brother, who is now in the States, was born, right? My brother was born. When I went there, so I met him. Then, so I started developing a relationship with her. I didn't live at the house with her, but I would go and visit and so on. So I met that brother, and he was upset with my mother because he wanted to know me, heard about me. So lo and behold, my mother, I followed my mother somewhere else. And she introduced me to another brother. And both of us were there staring at each other like two idiots. Both of us were dressed the same way. We were wearing the same haircut, crew cut. We wore the same cologne. We wore the same round neck shirt and that kind of thing. So I'm saying, wow, this is uncanny. So we got to talking. Then I realized that my brother had 6 children. I met the children. And fate would have it that I raised those children. I know those children are helping to look after me. I raised those children. They came to my house, they did whatever. So I started, so I know I found my family then. This was I was beginning to find myself and find my family. All right, having met them, and you know, they grew up and all of that. Then my mother fell ill in 2019, was it 2017, and died. And no sooner had my mother's eyes closed, my phone began to blow up. I got calls from the UK. I got calls from Canada. I got calls from the United States. I am your brother. I am your aunt. I am your this. And I said, oh my God. So all of that was an emotional experience for me. And this is one of the reasons why I deal with children the way I deal with children, because these are things that they have impacted me negatively and positively. But I try to get the children, because I tell the children my story. These are some of the things I do to motivate the children, because it makes no sense. It makes no sense teaching them without making a positive impact on them. So I told them, I said, listen, if I wanted to, I could have become a pariah to society. No, as I said, I would say to them, if I can do it, so can you. These are my humble beginnings. This is so where I come from does not determine where I go, and this is what I want. So, having done all of that, the children, you have some of them who from different communities. I am able to impact those children because of how I interact with them and share my stories with them. You know, some of them that I'm dealing with, they witness their parents being shot to death. I don't remember if you know about the 100 man. You remember that 100 lane killing? That where all those families died, and there was
that on Red Hills Road? Was that on Red Hills Road?
That's the one. That's the one. The Lord would have it that they would drop that boy right into my lap. The baby that was under the bed in the pool of blood. Because all his father, his mother, everybody died. So what they had to do was to hide the baby and bring it to that. And I got him at age 6. So, you know, that is the primary age, you know, grade 1. So I started working with him from then. If he did not have positive influence in his life, he would have been something else, right? So all of this, and I think, you know, let me say this to my colleagues in the Kiwanis Club. I applaud what you are doing. These are the things that children need. The society needs you. The society needs us. So we have to, despite what is happening in the society, hammer away, and continue hammering.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate it.
That was a very important question as well.
Yes, I realize.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Roger. We kind of have to end it here.
Yes.
And but you know, it's an amazing. You've been through a lot. It's an amazing story, and you know, well, more people will hear about it. At this stage, President Zuri, we had to switch to DP Rupert to do the thank you because DP Chris has a power cut. Had a power cut. Wow. So you can go ahead and introduce him.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Press, I'm under the flu, but I'm overblown with what these two gentlemen who have been with us, especially for Roger. Let me just say thanks to Robert first, and as a young man, the Kiwanis Club of Kingston welcomes you, and we want you to know that you have some talents that, but I don't know, these youngsters these days are so talented. You have some talents that we need, especially in working with young people, and we don't have anything in Spanish at the moment, but
yeah,
one I think you could do is probably start something in Spanish to cater to those who we serve, especially our young people. So Roger, I know of Swift Purcell. I know of Continuation when I was at St. Mary High School many moons ago.
Oh.
I'm wondering if you were there in the 70s, I probably would have known you.
Yes. So you would have known Derek Knight. You would have known Derek Knight.
Derek, yeah, the name rings a bell.
He was Superintendent Knight. They used to call him Cowboy.
Yeah, man, I know. Okay,
yeah.
Same. Yes.
Yes.
That mean we need to sit down and talk.
That's right.
But on behalf of your club, to both you and Robert, you need to you especially, you need to probably write a little book somewhere. You need to put some of this stuff. What you spoke about tonight can help a lot of young people, and this is what Kiwanis is about, as you know. Can't recall seeing you when I used to come down to Michael practicing, but when Nadine Amos was yeah.
Yes.
But you welcome to the club, man, and you need to. We have so many things for schools, as you know, the SLP programs, as you mentioned, the Builders Club and the Key Club, and we're gonna use you up. It's a pity though. It's a pity that we won't be able to pay you. We can't pay you for what you are doing, but keep up the good work. And the Lord bless you, gentlemen. At least St. Mary had a little thing to do with you, which is good.
Yes.
So on behalf of all of us, Robert and Roger, 2 hours. Thank you for sharing with us. Thank you for allowing us to come into your lives a little bit. And thank you for making us know that we are here for service and that you are willing to do your part to enable us to serve the children of the world, serve those who are around us, be builders in our communities and be nation builders. And I know in the end, people are going to look on you and call you blessed. Thank you.
Yes. Amen.
Back to you,
Praise
President
back
Zuri.
to you.
Is President Zuri on?
Remember, he said he had to take leave of absence early because he had another commitment.
I didn't hear that part. But that may have missed me. Okay. I don't have the agenda in front of me, but would it be
Sergeant Arm next.
I didn't designate one. I don't think we have one.
Could just do a level of blanket fine. So $200.
Members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston, we just let you off light this evening, just a $200 across the board for all the members of the Kiwanis Club of Kingston. Nobody should complain about that. And could we go to your
notices?
Your notices then, Willie? Yes. Go ahead.
Will do. Thank you very much, Chairman DP Stewart. Fellow Kiwanis and guests, it's time we take notice and announcements. Let me just re-emphasize on Thursday, this Division 1 of Jamaica Key Club District will be having their rally at Alpha between 2 and 4 p.m., at which time they will be electing a lieutenant governor for the incoming administration. K Kids and Builders Club, they're having a rally at the Hope United Church on Saturday, March the 14th, starting at 9 a.m. Just a reminder, Key Club Jamaica District Convention in Monique Teachers College, April 9 to 13. Please note it in your diary. The Visual Council meeting, second quarter, DCM, Sunday, March 28th. Venue to be announced. And just to make another note that the proposed NDTC benefit performance will be held at Little Theatre on Saturday, July 18th at 8 p.m. And just a notice on behalf of the Kiwanis Club of West St. Andrew. They're reminding me that on Friday, March the 27th, they will be having their fish fry. This is at Chelsea Avenue between 11 in the morning and 3 in the afternoon. And the cost is $3,000. If you need tickets, you can always get in touch with most of us know, Vice President Robert. That's for notices. In respect of interclubbing opportunities, though, I will advise the members as of tomorrow where we'll be going the rest of this week. Maybe President DP Stu, you may want to ask any members from visiting clubs that may have announcements, they may do so now.
Yes, DLG Willie. The floor is open for any club who would like to indicate some of their activities that they want to publicize. Please go ahead. Who is first? Well, let me count to 5. 1,
2,
2,
3,
4,
4,
5.
5.
Okay. No, there don't seem to be anybody else who would like to. Is DP Marcel on? I'm not sure if he is on.
No, he's
Isn't on.
no, he's not DP too.
Yeah.
Unless someone
Okay.
has sent a thought to the week and we terminate meeting.
I could have come up with one if I had prepared, you know. Not that
Yeah.
I have a little book with one. Let me just open it. I must can find something that can work. Here's one that I just opened, you know, because I have quite a few. All right, let me go with this one. This one is by Dale Carnegie. It says, everybody can light up a room. Some do it when they enter, some do it when they leave. I hope none of us are the ones who light up the room when they leave. And the other one is, don't allow your emotions to dictate how you act. Act how you want to feel, not how you feel. So those are the two quotes I have for you guys. And this has really been an interesting evening. We're gonna play some music after, but Roger, if you wanna hang around after we close, you know, we can delay the music, and I'm sure, and Robert as well. You know, we could talk some more. So let's just leave it open. We will still be online. So I don't have a gong or anything like that, but give me the phrase, Willie, because sometimes I don't remember it since I don't say it very often. To close the meeting. Willie?
Toast to Kiwanis International.
Oh,
right.
Oh, toast to Kiwanis
Jamaica land we
International.
love.
Jamaica land
And a
we love.
friendly Jamaica.
Friendly Jamaica.
Thank you all for coming and for staying. It was really something special this evening. Thank you all.
You're most welcome.
Thank
Thank
Give me
you.
a few seconds so that I can switch, since I'm kind of juggling a couple of different devices. Sorry, sorry. I didn't have my mic open. Yeah, I'm just saying, Roger, that how they were describing you.
Yes.
I've seen you, we have met, you know, we went to the interview and so on. And I would not have thought anybody would describe you in that manner. I mean, we have Jamaicans of all different complexions.
Yes.
And you're just a little fairer than some. So I don't get to the point where I would even describe you the way you said people were describing you.
Yes.
So it's really strange. It's really strange.
At that time, At that time, there was this expression that people used to use. They say, oh, at that time, people were dark. They say people dark because they don't understand the whole thing. D-A-W-K.
Yes. So how you said you taught yourself to play the piano.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about your musical, how you, because maybe we'd love to be able to hear you play one day.
Christian Service International, the group that came, they had the music team, they had the construction team, they had, so I had the benefit of all of them. So when they came down, I would do like, they all of them were musically inclined. So and many of them played by ear. So what happened is I was able to play, but I became better as I interacted with them. So they come down and share their experiences and so on. So many of us learned to do that. So yes.
Any other instrument or just the piano?
Well, the guitar, a little bit. The harmonica. And I also sing. So I work with the choir, so yes.
Okay. Yeah. That you mentioned about a song competition. Yes. I don't know what year you're talking about, but you mentioned Canewood Crescent. Canewood is the one just above Michael?
Yeah, Canewood is the one off Arnold Road. It's the Ministry of Education. Canewood. Canewood Center. Canewood Center.
I'm wondering if anybody who is in the club remembers, because I can't remember us doing a song competition.
Yeah, man. Bradba, and I don't know if you remember. Yeah,
you mentioned Owen Bradba. Okay, good.
Yeah, man. Quite a few of them. And I'm trying to remember. Where was it again? Because although I wasn't officially a part of the Kiwanis thing, I still considered myself at the time because I was always involved with them.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, you mentioned Owen Bradba. I know we're talking the right thing. I just wondered if it could have been a different club, because we sometimes suffer from that kind of identity crisis.
Yes.
But you're right. You're quite right. I just probably don't remember it personally. But that was it. That was interesting. So your connection to the Kiwanis Club of Kingston goes way back.
Way back. Way back.
Anybody else who wants to, put in their 2 cents, you're welcome. I don't really want to monopolize the discussion, So feel free.
Yeah. Good evening, Roger. This is
Hi.
DLG Willie. How are you doing?
Not bad at all.
Very nice presentation.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah.
And other Robert is still on?
No, I don't see Robert's name right now, so he may have come off. But it was really an amazing story.
Very, very interesting.
A lot of people would have had a feeling of bitterness,
Yes.
And it's kind of significant that you don't seem to have even gone through that phase. You just realize that this is it. This is what you have been. This is what life has dealt you, and you're gonna make the best use of it. So and at least you seem to have had people in these institutions.
Yes.
We hear bad stories about the institutions sometimes.
Oh yes.
But it's nice to know that they're not all.
No, they're not all.
They have good people.
Maxwell Park was, at the time I was there, we had, I can't remember having anybody experience there. because we would always, the children would be taken out to different places. I was, you know, looking back, I'm amazed at some of those places that I've been to. Because I know that there are many children who live in regular homes who have not had that experience.
Right.
Not at all. Those experiences, rather. Yeah. Not at all. So, you know, I want to
What
be
is it
able
you
to
said about,
ensure.
tell me a little bit about, you said something about your eyes. What's the problem with your eyes?
All right. So, you know, because, okay, you have a thing they call nystagmus, which is the condition where the eyes, if you look at it, the eyes oscillate. But to me, if people would, when they're staring at me, they would say, why are your eyes going like this? Right?
So somebody could see that?
Yeah, people, well, if you look long enough, you'll notice it. Right? They call it nystagmus. Right? So it is something that is peculiar to it's associated with albinism and that kind of thing. But I don't see the place shaking like that. So when you're telling me that my eyes are going like this, it does not appear like that. But what is happening to me now is I don't know if it's because if it's age related. My left eye, I'm not seeing well out of the left eye. So I might need to do something on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could it be cataracts or you don't know? I mean,
I don't even know. I need to find out.
You need to go to an eye specialist and ophthalmologist, and you know, maybe something
I changed my glasses recently. Well, I changed my glasses about a year or so ago, right? Not even a year. And when I went the last time, I realized that my left eye, I wasn't seeing well out of it. So I was wondering if I got the wrong prescription, you know?
So when you went to get the glasses or to test for the glasses, the ophthalmologist didn't pick up something at the time?
No, the ophthalmologist, it's almost as if to say, oh, you know, this is age now. So it's almost like giving up.
But then, so one that you had the same strength in both lenses?
Yes, no. One of them is, you'll find that one is stronger than the other, but I was not having that issue.
At the time?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. I can start playing some music if nobody else has anything they want to pitch in. Yeah. No, knowing a little bit of, there are obviously some areas, but what I'd like you to give some thought to is that I would like you to feel that you are not limited to the kinds of projects that we currently do.
Yes.
And I would like you to believe that if you feel that this something new could be introduced,
yes,
that we are not doing now,
yes,
I want you to give that some thought, so
yes,
that you know, because that is where that's how we can expand our horizons in terms of how we help others. So don't just feel that, you know, you have to fit into what we are now doing. I want to encourage you to give some thought to something that from your experience you think you could introduce, and it would be something new.
Yes. That the Kiwanis Club could take on and deal with as a project. Yeah.
Right. Whether among our SLPs or doesn't even or it can be a community based thing.
Yeah.
You know, because you know we used to have a committee, and I say used to have because it was a committee on its own called Youth Services, which focused on young people who are not necessarily in the SLP, part of the SLP movement, the schools, you know, our clubs. They were just youth in the community.
Yes.
And then they seem to have merged it with and I don't hear us really focusing on that now recently. You know, I don't hear us focusing on that. But there are young people who are not in high school, or no, well, I should say not in high school. They're not in Builders Club or Key Club or they're not in any of those formal
Yes,
grouping.
yes.
But there are youths out there who need either guidance or need help or
mentoring or something like that.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think, and you already seem to have a little penchant for that already. So that is something that I think if you give some thought, we could probably expand the scope of what we do.
Yeah,
so,
that's an interesting thought.
Yes.
Yeah.
Is Shelly and Fraser still there?
Because she had a nephew. Hold on. She had a nephew.
Where are you referring to, Desmond? When you say there?
Roger will explain that.
Yeah, man. She had a nephew. She had a nephew coming to the school, you know.
Is that Michael? At Michael? Shelly and
Fraser.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Michael.
She was
Yes.
she was an FA at Michael.
Right.
Yeah.
I have not seen her in a while, you know. But the children loved her when she used to come around.
Yes. She
She was
worked
quite
closely with Nadine.
Yes. But hold on a minute. I would love to see Nadine Sutherland because Nadine came to Michael as well. When Mrs. Wilmot was the principal.
I don't know Nadine Sutherland.
Yeah, man, Nadine was there.
I know Nadine Amos.
Yes. Yeah, Nadine Sutherland used to come to, was a student at the school.
You mean the singer?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Harry Belafonte was also a student.
Oh, yes?
Oh, yes?
I think I might have to get in touch with him because he came to visit and he came and we took pictures and all of that. He some years ago.
At the micro practicing?
At the micro practicing school. He was a student there.
Ah. That's interesting. I know he went to school here for a while, but I didn't know which schools.
Man. Yep.
Interesting. Well, we live and we learn.
That's right.
All right. Let me let me just stop this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna have to stop the stream.
Okay.
Let me just do that first.